All right, everyone, I'm back with Rapid Fire with Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service, and let's just get right into it. Tommy, what are you reading or listening to right now that the audience would enjoy?
So the book that I'm obsessed with is Who Not How and Dan Martell's Buy Back Your Time.
Okay. If you could meet one person for dinner, who would it be and why?
Jeff Bezos. That dude is like an animal. He's launching more satellites per day than the rest of all the countries combined. He's solving so many of humanity's problems. He's got the same amount of time as me and you. He just is such a forward thinker. Like, I'm a winner, and I like to hang out with the best. Like, everybody's like, what about Elon Musk.
Oh,
okay. Elon Musk is the guy I meant to say.
Okay.
Elon Musk is, let me just say that again.
You're all good.
Elon Musk, because the dude is like solving world hunger. He set satellites into the sky. He's going to Mars. He's like helping out third world countries get internet. He's rockets returning back. He bought Twitter because he saw the nonsense going on. Like, that dude is a legend, and he's got as much time as me and you, and he's just a forward thinker.
Is there any specific things you'd want to ask him?
Well, I'm fascinated by outer space.
Okay.
I would ask him what his goals are, where he sees it going to. Are we just going to stay in the solar system? How long? I would talk a lot about the stars, about really that's the kind of stuff like the Einstein type questions. Right. I don't really care about how a rocket works. I just want to ask him, like, what's the big goal? You know?
What movie could you watch over and over again?
So I've got an 81 DeLorean, and I'm obsessed with Back to the Future.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Hey, what would you like to be remembered for, seriously?
You know, the one thing I thought a lot about this is when I say I'm going to do something and I shake your hand, I come through. I'm relentless at keeping my promises. And I want people to say, outside with the fireworks, when I'm buried, nobody's wearing black, that my life was better by knowing that guy. Like, he added value.
Fair. Hey, what's the best part of your morning and why?
Okay. So I've got the two best dogs in the world. So I'll take a cold shower. And I love giving these. I got a miniature golden doodle and a Cavapoo, Huckleberry and Finn. And these guys are the coolest dogs. So such different personalities, and I don't have kids yet. So I just love playing with these dogs, and I just love hugging them, and they're the coolest things.
I love how vulnerable that is. Hey, with all your success, how do your parents describe you now?
You know, I watched this thing the other day, and my mom and dad both.
They're both still alive, right?
Yeah, and they both have made videos for me for my birthday.
Okay.
And you know, the thing is, they know I'm a workaholic. And I just told my mom for her birthday that I want to spend more time. But they would just say that, you know, they're very proud of me. And they're ready for me to have kids. But
because they want great
kids. They've always loved me so much. They told me I could do anything I want. They told me to be relentless. They told me that you will love you no matter what, but winning's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I got spanked when I was a kid, man. I was not like, I got my mouth washed with soap.
Nope.
Like I got put into the corner. I got put in bed early. So like, they were tough love, but man, they love the hell out of me. So I just think they're super proud and they're happy about the son I've become.
I like that answer. You kind of touched on this, but I'm interested to hear if you have deeper thoughts on what the industry's, and call it the whole services-based industry, what it's going to look like in another 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be, very, very hard to compete against the companies that are using data. I think there's going to be a lot of roll-up into only a few companies. I think a lot of companies are going to be able to afford the software algorithms and the data that other people are able to have. And when you start throwing a ton of money, unfortunately, the small guy's not going to stand a chance. They're not going to have the infrastructure. It's just, I think you got 5 to 10 years before I always tell people, build a company as quick as possible that's worth a lot of money and take 60% off the table, 70%.
You can still grow it again.
And you're not stuck. People are like, what would I do? And I'm like, you sign to not compete in one area. You go do other companies.
Or there are good roll-ups, too, where you stay on and you've just increased your generational wealth by tenfold because they're taking you for the ride too. Yes, there's bad ones, but there's good ones too, Tommy.
Well, here's the biggest misconception is if I took, let's just say my business is worth $10 million and I sold 60%, I got $6 million to work with.
Yeah.
That's also working for me and hopefully making great money. Like you go to Goldman right now and get 6% on that money, but you could do a lot better than that on investments. So people don't understand. They're like, oh, I didn't get, someone else got 20 million. Well, what's that $6 million doing for you? It's moving quicker.
This one might, with your mind, you'll answer this quickly. What did you learn recently? Like true, like aha moment type learning, either about yourself or anything.
Yeah. I've learned that a big aha moment is when the money hit my account that was unfathomable amount of money. It didn't fulfill me. It didn't really change anything at all. Like you would think I got beautiful houses and nice cars, but the race to the money is not the answer. If anything, this house is a time of memories and it's going to be great stories and it's going to be time with loved ones and it's going to be the best moments of my life. So just don't race the money. Get enough to where it's working for you, but race the time playing catch with your son. Race the time, loving on your husband and telling him how hard he works, or your wife and just really enjoying her food or whatever, or telling your mom you love her. Like, chase the memories that you'll never forget. Like, don't just live for today. But, you got to put some money away. But I would say there's a happy medium when if you're just chasing the shiny object, the nice, you buy this Bentley or this Mercedes, you think you're happy for a day or two, and then you go right back. It's not this, like, it doesn't change everything.
Yeah. You might have multiple ones, but I love asking this question. Is there a fondest memory as a kid that if I ask the question, instantly your brain goes, I remember that?
There's a lot of them, a lot of were Christmas stuff, but I just remember my dad, we were at Cedar Point, and this is the first year the Magnum came out, the largest roller coaster of the time. And I'm 5 years old.
See, I can't remember. Is that in Ohio or Michigan?
It's in Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
And it's in Sandusky, Ohio. And my dad says, you're going to come on this roller coaster with me. I said, Dad.
How old were you again?
5. And I wasn't tall enough. He goes, stand on your tippy toes and I'll deal with the rest.
Yeah.
So
come on, Tommy.
We're on this Magnum thing, and he's got to pull down to right here. It's pulled down to this. They didn't have any seatbelt, just this pull down thing. And I've got all this space, and it's just going kick, and we're going up, and it's going super slow. And I'm like, but we started going down, and it was like all over. It was the best time. But that was fun. And like mom and dad they went on every field trip with me. They really, really participated. Like I look at my life, some people are like, they make the worst out of it. Like it was actually really good.
Do you have like what's the best advice you've ever been given statement or?
I've had a few, very quickly. I would say compound interest is the largest thing in the universe. When it's working against you with credit cards, it'll destroy you. If it's working for you, the money working for you will become bigger than working yourself. The one thing by Gary Keller, like don't have a side hustle, focus on the one major thing. And as it gets so big, it'll be overfilled. Then you could do multiple things because then you could hire from the top down. And what I would say is people might be able to outwork me, but I'll out-delegate them. I understand the key roles of delegation. And the last thing is build a job that you love. Build the org chart. You're wearing every hat. What do you hate the most? Circle that first, hire that person, find the best. And then don't do minimum wage jobs. Like you should not be doing email. You should not be doing anything that you could hire for under your pay. It's arbitraging your time.
Probably one of the more profound things I've heard in a while. That's good. It's really good. What skill do you think everyone should have at a minimum?
Communication skills is probably the most important. It's EQ versus IQ. Getting in front of a stage. Toastmasters, I don't really love because it's sporadic, but I've been always able to talk on stages about things I know and love. Toastmasters is like, tell me how a pumpkin fits into Christmas. And you're like, it's like spontaneous. Yeah. But I'm like, if I'm really passionate, like getting comfortable in my own skin, eye contact, the verbiage we use, the body mannerisms. Like if you can't communicate with people, it's going to be tough to go through life.
And finally, do you have a guilty pleasure? Other than your pizza?
I'm obsessed with golden tea. So I play a lot of golden tea, the arcade game with the ball.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm really going to just goof off one night, I'll play 2 hours of just golden tea. And I've got 3 of them in the house. All my cousins, I bought them one. Like, my friends, like, that's what we do. And I'll sit down. Man, I can watch movies. I'm not a big show guy, but I'll sit down and I'll watch movies. I mean, I probably got a lot of guilty pleasures, but
I like the golden tea one.
the golden
I can
tea
see like the family Final Four. You guys have a whole
Yeah.
Picture.
It's fun.
Thanks again for coming on, Tommy.
Thank
Appreciate
you. This has been great.